What is the greatest design duck up of the human body? The brain knowing it's doing wrong but still pushing itself to do it for some dopamine. Tinnitus, hearing loss, sure, but a lingering constant ringing? Fuck that. That shouldn't be possible. One that stood out to me is when my professor said we are terrible at detecting oxygen levels. Also, I think this is more evolutionary, but the fact that we respond to psychological problems with the flight or fight response, it's like we can't tell the difference. Body is just like, stress, have some cortisol, let's go. Body gets me ready to fight a tiger but I just need to do my homework. Dunno, but I wish my tongue could clean my teeth like a toothbrush does. You can bite the inside of your cheeks and your tongue. Sometimes I choke on water. I only half remember this, so hopefully someone can elaborate. Part of the human eye is arranged backwards. The optic nerve has to pass through it, which creates a blind spot. Some species have a more efficiently designed eye where this part is facing forwards, so the optic nerve just plugs into the back of it. You have to poop, but it's no convenient right now. It's okay. There's a muscle you can squeeze to hold it. You have to pee, but it's not convenient right now. It's okay. There's a muscle you can squeeze to hold it. Your period starts, but it's not convenient right now. Well, guess what? Even though the uterus is basically made of muscle tissue, and one of its main functions is squeezing, you have no voluntary control over it, so you have fun bleeding all over the place. Sacrum bone is just a ducked up tail and it really hurts if you fall on it. The knees, for a body part that needs to endure so much stress, they are also very delicate. It's one of the most commonly injured body parts, and it doesn't seem to heal well without surgical intervention. Tear a meniscus? Probably going to need surgery to get part of it cut out, since most of the meniscus doesn't have a blood supply and can't heal itself. Roll your ankle once and it's never the same. Your brain that just randomly decides it wants to die. We are too squishy for combat. The spine. Because I have food poisoning right now, it would be how our body reacts to illness. I'm shitting straight water, have major stomach cramps and am gassy both ends, and I know that eating food and drinking electrolytes will help me, but my body doesn't want it. The fact that since humans started walking on two legs, a part of the female population would just straight up die during childbirth because of the stupid evolution of the hip bone. Walking upright was just more important for evolution than fitting those goddamn babies through the birth canal. Thanks nature. When faced with substances it doesn't like, the human body can do some mild and annoying things such as make watery eyes and a runny nose similar to a cold, or make uncomfortable hives on the skin. But it can also react severely and essentially close off its only method of breathing, causing suffocation. Worse, these substances can be literally almost anything, including water, the body's own sweat, certain foods, exposure to certain animals, and various plants, and they vary from one human to the next based on a variety of factors. Also known as allergies are stupid and ducking suck. Anaphylaxis. Your body will choke itself to death in an attempt to protect itself. Allergies. It's just a freaking strawberry. Chill. Body. Two things I've learned from these comments. 1. Allergies suck. And 2. Allergies aren't that bad. How common it is for women to die during childbirth. WTF nature? I did what my hormones were begging me to do since I was 13, and you kill me for it? Teeth. What the hell? I don't have to go twice a year to get my armpits scraped out lest they rot off. Testicles. I understand the reason they're not inside the body, but damn, could we not have evolved some type of bollock armor by now? Nothing has a cooldown period. The appendix in the human body is like the thermal exhaust port on the Death Star. Fingernails are too damn fragile. Ripped off my goddamn fingernail last week. Not fun. As for toenails, you cut the big one wrong and boy does it hurt after being on your feet a long time. Y'all ever broke off the entire big toenail? That straight sucks. We don't gestate for as long as we should. We're near enough the only mammal that isn't up and about a couple hours after birth. And that's because we have to get pushed out at 9 months. If we were in there any longer, the mother would never survive childbirth. A strange evolutionary error that leaves us uniquely open to predators at our most vulnerable. Women having periods. They lose so many vital nutrients every month and run the risk of becoming anemic. Women having to bleed and hurt for about a week every month just because they didn't get pregnant. Toes are weird. They basically are like low quality fingers. The breathing hole and the food hole are stupid close. No valve on the balls. Hitting your small toe is really easy, and hurts like hell. Cancer for sure, also teeth. Let's make every bone in the body self-healing, except the ones that are under constant bombardment of outside agents. Those we'll just leave to their own devices, and if they start to wither away, then oh well. Having the reproductive system right next to the waste disposal unit. A lot of these are just harmless leftovers or compromises that are actually better than the alternative despite their flaws. But can we stop and talk about that our spines are literally not designed to be upright in any way? Not being able to synthesize vitamin C, base HP and armor stats so low that critical hits can one-shot you. We even take damage from the sun, a bee, or even paper. Fight or flight buff includes crapping yourself. Physical stats decline at level 30 if you don't put in an exponential amount of points into it. And all I hear is discussion about if the devs should remove ranged weapons from the game. Grinding coin after level 18 is awful without PvP and range attack if you didn't spec intelligence from the beginning. So I don't know what I'm gonna do if that happens. Running the male urethra through the prostate gland. Neck and shoulders. Always in pain. Recurrent laryngeal nerve. That our brains are way too big for our mother's hips. Father John Misty. Wisdom teeth. There's no benefit to having them, and they can cause some serious complications, including death, if they end up infected and it spreads to the nearby brain. That we can't process seawater. We deserve an exoskeleton. Body, needs water. Me, drinks water. Body, pees more water or you die. The pain response for getting struck in the genitals. Genitals, oh duck. Register pain because we just got ducking smashed for no reason. Also genitals, oh duck, we hurt. Better release endorphins so we don't feel pain anymore. This is more of a flaw in all terrestrial non-egg-laying creatures than just humans. But the body uses a lot of energy converting the ammonia our body creates while breaking down proteins into urea so that it's less toxic and can be stored longer before being released in urine. Instead, why can't we just have a gland that stores the ammonia then be able to spray it out? Not only would this save energy, but it would also provide an awesome poison spray attack. OMG, so many. We breath out of the same place we eat. We have sex with the same place we urinate. Childbirth is painful and women lose their uterine lining a month in an absolutely stupid process. We lose our baby teeth, but God forbid we have to replace our adult ones. Allergies, aging and cancer. Seriously, duck cancer should not exist. I'd like to lodge a formal complaint. No proper turn off button for pain. Like, okay, I get it. I don't need my body to remind me something is damaged for hours. Not even mentioning chronic pains. The appendages used to scratch are slightly too short to reach the itchiest part of the rear torso. The awesome. There is an army of fully autonomous hunter-killer organisms inside us that will seek out and ducking obliterate anything harmful that they can identify as being a foreign threat. The minor suck when the identification goes awry and they fail to recognize a threat. The major suck when they decide a perfectly functioning internal organ is in fact a foreign invader. Autoimmune disorders are awful. Awful thing. Source. My immune system is really quite effective. It did a scorched earth number on my own pancreas a few decades ago. Secondary drowning can also be called dry drowning. Basically, if you are drowning and survive, you still have some water in your lungs. Your body sees as a foreign body and will put mucus there to remove it. Then the body will see the mucus as a foreign body and throw more mucus at it, ending with you drowning in fluid that your body put in your lungs because there was fluid in your lungs. Fucking stupid if you ask me. Skin is far too vulnerable, doesn't keep you warm, easily penetrable, sunburns, and otherwise doesn't offer much protection from anything. No ducking user manual. We're stuck reverse engineering the whole damn thing. You need 8 hours of sleep, but it had to be consecutive. It can't be 6 hours now then 2 later without feeling restful. The knees are way too vulnerable. They should have been placed backwards. Have you ever looked at a knee? God threw that together late Friday afternoon. Knee joint? Let's make a joint with 3 sticks, a bunch of elastic bands and a cap to cover up the mess. It should work for a while. The pee hole and the pleasure hole are the same, guys, while the pee hole and the pleasure hole are super near. Girls. Dudes piss out of the thing they want men to put into their mouths. Breasts for most animals, they only swell up when they are pregnant or have young with humans. However, They are permanently just dangling there, and with each breast usually weighing quite a bit, it can often cause back problems due to the constant weight. They are also only actually useful when breastfeeding, and nothing but a nuisance otherwise. They don't even store spare nutrients or fats, though there is fat in the breasts, in case of an emergency, like camels or etc. Sure, they are hot, but is it really worth it? That our brains are encased in goo that doesn't even protect you properly. You know those adorable fuzzy creatures people have as pets? Several human bodies will literally stop working when interacting with them, rendering having a pet nearly impossible. Why don't limbs grow back? Running food and air down the same pipe. We don't have ducking wings for Christ's sake. Jacking off erections have a cooldown time. Need 8 hours of sleep, but only have 5 hours bladder capacity. Balls not having a ribcage. Pregnancy and childbirth. Why can't we just lay eggs? Pain reception too high. I think it's just too easy to kill us. One stupid, small thing and bam, the end. The ability to grow cancer. Obviously, some of your cells decide they will do their own thing now and this makes the whole of you dead. What a duck up. Our aggression. It was important early on, but it's going to destroy us eventually. The fact that we remember pain 1000 times better than pleasure. I can remember breaking my arm when I was 5. I can't remember how awesome my last orgasm was. Playground is very close to the garbage dispenser. How sensitive and delicate the ankle is in relation to its importance. Twist your right ankle once when you were 7? Yep. Guess that's going come back and haunt you whenever you put any effort on it until you die.